There we go. Right, welcome back everyone to the channel. My name is Catmonic, and once more, Yugioh Masochist. Who could have guessed? Who would have known? It feels kind of obvious by this point. I'm streaming, it's probably Masochist unless I'm having a really off day. Oh, excuse me. Anyway, as a quick summary of where we were last... in-game music. If we just... a bit lower. There we go. Right, as a quick summary of where we got to last time. Plat 4. Stuck there a little bit. We hit our 700th win last stream, which is, you know, that's a landmark. It's a multiple of 100. So, I guess the next one's probably 750, quarter of 1,000, you know. Yeah, quarter of a millennium, right? So, that's the next landmark we're going for. And I think the win rate's kind of good. I don't really know. We're winning around 50% of our duels on average at the moment, which feels fine. What else? I don't actually know where we are with this. Well, we've competed in a hell of a lot of duels since this. But Chainlink 4 is nigh impossible, so that's a pipe dream. But does it matter? No. What we are currently running, and will continue to do so for the remainder of the month, is Bungus deck, which is just Generator. Boss stage is a win condition. We have some truly fair cards to help balance up the, you know, scenario. Just a couple real fair ones that are definitely, you know, at those ratios for no other reason. And I don't really know what else to say. I'm kind of happy with where this is. And I was playing around with some of the other decks we have. If we go to change decks, like Stun has been updated, we've put in the 2 Dynamicious, we've swapped around the trap line up a bit, there's a Mano, the extra deck is 15 cards, it's more geared towards punishment, being able to put this online, because that's something that just is a good perk of playing punishment. Got the Kaijus, we've got Radiant added as well, the second Waterfront. We chucked back in Mirror Force, the regular, added Breakthrough. You know, there's a lot of updates that happen to this particular one. Cosmo got a couple of updates to the deck here and there. Not that it's going to change it monumentally, I don't think. I'm still not sure it's like the best thing we could be doing with all of this, but, you know, it's something. Go Second received no updates. We started, well, we built this, but I just think it's just not good enough, right? Part of the strength we have is the unfair cards which are present in this one. Which does remind me, I completely forgot about it, but we have a copy of Mind Drain. Now, one of the reasons I completely forgotten about it is because we're playing Bestials and Destrudo, and, you know, they're just inherently turned off by it. But, Valor sometimes is, Phantasme can be, so can Assault Synchron, you know, there's a couple things it turns off. You can still summon the Cashiers, you can still summon Alpha, but there's definitely more anti-synergies with it than there is with something like Tikaboo, which we're also playing. And that is a rough summary of where we're at and how we're doing. Personally, I'm doing fine. We're nearly at the end of the week, which means we're close to the weekend, which also means I'm closer to getting my phone fixed. I dropped it Tuesday morning, which it has done the screen irreparable damage. You know, it's getting a replacement, but I'm happy that it took me, I don't know, a good few years to get to that point. You know, it's not like it's something that I've had to do before. I might have to do it again, but after this I'm probably getting a phone case, and there's a Ash Blossom. Very nice. Of course, my opponent opens with Tactics every time, I don't have that look. But Valor does turn this online. Boss stage is a good draw. We've also got Condemned Witch, another Lopter. There are a few things. No. Enjoy your face down, monster. And that's how you beat Malice, he says. I got no idea what those traps could be, and speaking of the Saviour... Right, pitch this one. Dominus. You don't have a trap in the grave, though. Well, I guess we have to wait a turn for the Saviour. This can't flip up, so if they're still stuck in terms of monsters, we're doing okay. Malice does play a surprisingly high amount of hand traps, so hopefully they are just stuck. And I think if they had a play, they'd slam it. Druisworm. Is that to put this in the grave so you can banish it, or...? No, it's just Druisworm. Sure. I do play Transverser. Is there a point to play using Transverser right now? I don't actually know. Also, I don't think I get the bodies for it. That would give me the bodies for it. Right. Playing around Caught by the Grave here, that's exactly what this is. Imperm. I don't like it, but it's okay. They really are just using all the removal on it, aren't they? Right, no monster. No monster for you, no monster for me. We have a singular negate. We have most of our life points. And we now need a much more specific set of cards to really start anything. But as long as they keep bricking, we have a chance. Like with boss stage being activated. Because at the moment, they don't have anything. Or at least nothing that's been able to be activated. They could have an Ash in hand, which would hurt, but then, you know, they've used Ash Blossom again. So, I guess it works out. They've got something. Ooh. Right, the answer has to be Har. Har can make them foolish a monster if they add a card. This gets us some tokens. I don't really know what they're waiting on, though. We have an Omni Negate if they have an interaction. And considering they've been bricked the past few turns, I'm confident with this. Because now the advantage engine just starts, right? We have boss stage on the field. They haven't sopped boss stage. Add a Link monster. Add a Malice monster, then you can control a Malice Link monster. Okay, that's fine. But you will need to send a card from your hand to the grave. Assuming you have multiple monsters, you will be sending a different monster. Assuming you have the one monster, it is exactly Dormouse. It is Droll. And Chalice. Now what? Link. Decoder. if you control Cyburst, I mean, we just stop them, right? End turn. Seems it. Don't know what that face down card is. But it isn't doing them any favours at the moment. And there we go. That's how you beat Valor, apparently. Just attempt to resolve Valor several times in a row, and then when that's failing, just draw boss stage. Welcome back to Masochist. But sometimes the easiest way to beat a deck is just have them draw hand traps. I feel like that's a very easy way for us to beat decks. And reliable too. Tribute some of this face-up card by tributing a Dino. You can change it face down. If flip summoned, it's Book of Eclipse. And if this card is attacked, any battle damage is doubled. Great. If they don't, if they don't have any kind of memory, this is fine. Unfortunately, most opponents will. Nimble Manta. That's not a... Oh, it is our first copy. Brushfire Knight. Yep, nope. Legacy. We have Spirits, but it's still not great. Wandering Mummy. Goblin. Cyclopean. I don't actually know. Carving Magic. Huh. I didn't know this card existed. Alter for Tribute, and that ends the card pool. Well, nothing particularly fantastic there. Nothing that's going to instantly win us games. However, we did win in Platinum, which means 2 Master Packs, which means maybe cards which just win us games. Like a Karakori that we already have, or an Ally of Justice at all. Malefic Red Eyes. I believe we don't have Red Eyes. I mean, this is just playable. We have a small amount of Paleos. We have a couple Labyrinth cards, but not really any of the good traps. There's possibly like a normal trap thing going on, maybe, if you squint. This is a nice pick of actually another Mother Spider Splitter. Wind-Up Soldier. Nice. And Exosister Carpe Diem. Yeah, Carpe Diem. And if you XC summon an Exosister, we might have generic Exosisters. That said, none of those cards change everything just by existing. They do help out. Definitely not going to hold anything against that series of draws. Duplicate Super Rares is minorly annoying though. We already have like 4 of this now. And that does not do anything for us. More copies of Jungle Dweller is probably good simply because consistency. But that's about it. I don't think that second pack was anything to write home about by any shade of the imagination. Which means on with the next duel, and we currently have a 1 win streak, yeah. No Red Eyes Black Dragon. We have 2 of this now, and we have the 3 baby spiders. This is a special summon from hand, which is unfortunate, but it is still searchable by Piri-Res map. Although if we have like Assault Synchron plus this, that's a tribute summon. Which isn't terrible. It gives us a rank 10. So, on with the next duel. Only need 1 more and like the engine is complete. We even have like, Ravenous, Pain Gainer. We don't have 7 Sins. That's the guy that's missing. We are going second. But yeah, unfortunately I kind of dropped my phone on Tuesday morning. Completely preventable, completely my fault, and as such I kind of can't ignore the repairs that need doing to it now. Because previously it's like, okay, the charger's a bit finicky, but it still works. Okay, the back camera glass is, cracked a little bit, but like, I don't need it. And yeah, well, we've now gotten to the point where I have to get it repaired because the front screen is soon to fall to pieces if I am careless but one more time. So that will be happening on Sunday. You know what? Yeah, just do it for the first summon. Right, face up. I'll attack. Draw 2. If your opponent controls and you control no spell traps, I think in this case we do this. I don't know how many spell traps my opponent is going to get, but I guess we find out during the combo. I think we discard Breakthrough Skill for Phantasme if that's relevant. They're going to draw 2 cards. You see what I mean? Triple attack. Opponent just has it every time. Granted, this is a justified use. You know, I'm actually playing on their turn. I summoned one guy, and it's not actually been my turn yet, so I can understand that. They do need a face-up spell trap. So I'm not actually sure Typhoon is going to work for us. If 1 copy isn't working, then 2 probably won't either. Are we immediately cutting Typhoon after having it in? I don't know. They're taking their time to think about this. Well, what else have I been up to during my week? More Dark Souls. I have reached the Ringed City in Dark Souls 3. It has taken some time to get there, but I have done it. And, goddamn, it's Sister Frieda boss fight I hate. A triple phase fight. There has not been a triple phase fight in 1, not in what I've played of 2, not in what I've played of Elden Ring, and nothing in Night Rain. And my god, is it awful. Like, the first phase is completely manageable. Phase 2, okay, that one enemy stays, and they get a new attack or 2. They also get a heal animation, but now you have another enemy in the room and you gotta balance the aggro. Which again, isn't necessarily the worst thing, and you have like a very definitive target. And then, but then you got a phase 3, and she now uses paired sides, and she basically just hits more often. She swings about as fast, or faster technically, because she's making 2 attacks. So finding the openings to actually melee hit her are a lot less frequent. My stat spread is very balanced because I'm playing pyromancies, and I like having the ability to use various things in general. So like I've got a decent dex stat, a decent strength stat, a decent, you know, well, I've got a HP stat, a, you know, stamina stat, attunement, etc. But the issue is, of course, this means I don't really chonk damage. I'm not really dishing out a mammoth amount. Even though, like, I'm swinging at a fast enough pace, it's just, you know, okay. Turn 1 access code is a very strange play, I will just be saying, you know. Is this, like, the extent of their plays? Is that why they've gone for it? They've drawn 2 cards and not actually used anything else. Are they forgetting it's turn 1? But yeah, like, I don't know, I just really, really hate the fact that it's a triple phase fight. And that, of course, on the 3rd phase, she, like, the same one character stays, and they just get a stupid buff, because they get more attacks, more powerful attacks. Excuse you, what? Two or more spell traps. I mean, might as well. I'll pop United we stand. Not that it matters, honestly, it doesn't, but that's a slightly unfortunate draw, I think. I'm not completely sure. Clockwork Knight. No attack. Activate boss stage. Set 1. Set 2. Go to end phase. It is Malice. I get special 1 from extra. I do not like that. No, there's special in Dormouse, okay. Right. Card. Lost Wind. There's no cost for this, so we wait for that. I think... I'm not certain here. I think the play might just be go for her. I mean, they could nib me. What would that gain them? Alright, let's get our tokens. I really am very confused as to what their hand could be. They are reading boss stage with intensity. Sure. You go for it, my guy. Congrats. You got rid of Phantasme. 1 token. 2 token. 3 token. 4 token. Get your search. Alright, main phase. They get priority of action. What is the play, my good man? Yeah, so we're always using breakthrough skill on Dormouse, because they've now activated the effect. Alright. Maybe Nidhogg was the play, but I think this is better. Although if the Link monster is never summoned, they can't reborn it, they have to put it back to the extra first. Decisions. Also, they have the complete amount of material they would need for an Underworld Goddess, but whether they play that is an entirely different matter. This is negated. You can banish Transcode, you can banish itself. You can banish itself. I can't respond, but it, you know, its effects are negated. Dark Ruler no more. Okay. That is not something I was expecting. Do you not know how to play Malice? Because that's the kind of vibe I'm getting from this at the moment. Like, this is a fairly easy board state to navigate, I would have thought. Someone can correct me if I'm wrong. SP, which was made using a Link monster, which means you get to banish a card. You banish her. Okay, we're getting the Lost Wind though. And yeah, you didn't make it with the Dormouse, which means you can't, like, bring it back for extra material. Okay. Bye-bye her. Now what? You can crash with a token with this if you want to. I don't know what more you can do than that. Because you're just not doing anything. I don't know what more you can do because I don't know your specific capabilities. Malice could probably end the game on the spot if played competently. I wonder if they're playing around any Cyburst locks. I don't think they can they? Maybe they can. Okay. So, are you just giving up, or are you persevering? Because you could persevere. You have a lot of link material. And the Malice monsters are in fact generic. Which means you can get this and this back. I don't understand my opponent. But I guess I don't need to. They can do that to banish a Malice on their turn. Or on my turn, rather. What do we have in the grave? So, change to attack. What can I do? Yeah, let's do this. Tribute. Spec out Valor from deck, which then doesn't use the in-hand effect of Valor. Gives me another body to just start going in with. If they really wish to use Druisworm, then I can get myself 2 draws. I can Snatch Steal. If I Snatch Steal, how am I Snatch Stealing? Zeraboros? I feel like Zeraboros. This one was summoned properly, so if it's banished, then that's bad for me. And their whole deck wants to banish. No, this is okay. Right, so we activate here. We choose to take. We take this. I can attack this turn. 1, 2, 3. Puts them all in the grave. Link 4 for 0. So just kill this. It doesn't matter the order too much. I don't think they're dead anyway. Like, we have a lot of damage on board. We don't have that much damage on board. That is close. So we do that. Then we go main 2. Special summon Zeraboros. Doesn't really matter, but we'll say this one. Oh, I didn't need to do that, but well, fuck it. Track counter. And right, it didn't use that effect. Okay, that's fine. They've got 1 card. They can't banish anything from the graveyard. What do I not care about? Mandatory. Bye-bye. Maybe they can play with just 1 card. I'm going to count on the fact that they probably can't, and Zeraboros just, like, one-shots. Besides, at the very worst, we have a Graveyard Imperm. Okay. Battle phase. They will not go quietly into the night. They will draw blood where they can. This was a fight. This was a combat oh, come on. He didn't even let me summon it back. That's mean. Oh yeah. What kind of Malice deck was that? They're not even playing Thrust. They're playing 1 Exceed. Holy fuck, this is a bad list. 2, 2, 2. 1 and 1. One of a card that you can play at 2 that's better at 2. No Thrust to search any of this. The extra deck looks fine. Yeah, the extra deck's like fine. But, brother in Christ, what happened to your main deck? I've seen Malice before, and I do not know what that main deck was. Granted, if they just played it like your average Malice player, they would have steamrolled me. At least I think that's the impression I'm getting from it, because it does still do all the Malice things. Crystal Aegis. Crystal Beast support. Damn it. Splendid Venus. A card we already have and are not playing. The joys of duplicate super rares you do not need. Come on. We can get like a duplicate super or higher that we do need. It could maybe even be royal. Just maybe. As a treat. We haven't got one in ages. Relies on us actually summoning a synchro. Well, that is a new ultra rare. During your main phase, if this card is in your graveyard. Okay, so it's a fine tribute summon, but that's kind of it. It's not like, it's not great. Adventure support. But I still don't think we have a way to summon out the tokens, which means that deck is dead on arrival, simply because, you know, the token summon card doesn't exist for us. Alright, well, 2 more wins and we rank up. It is a start to the stream, not necessarily what I was expecting, but a start. And we get to choose, so we will take first. Rescue Rabbit, my beloved. Carry us to victory. Well, hands. They're on 45 cards. This is going to be stun, isn't it? So let's just summon a guy who will then become unoutable because it was normal summoned. They are playing 0 extra deck 45 main. It's either stun or like True Draco Monarchs, you know, something like that. Could be Flu, but Flu can actually use an extra deck, so. Oh, it could be Burn. Oh, it could be Burn. What do we have against Burn? Not much. We don't have a way to poke for, like, a whole bunch of tiny damage. No, okay, that looks like stun. Do I look like I'm summoning 3 monsters a turn? I summoned a guy. Like, one guy. You're both tuners. So we just go battle. Or we just poke for 21, if we can. Ring of Destruction. Well, we both take the damage, at least. And I'm definitely not going to pay half my life points for a card that's dealing a lot less than half. That's unfortunate, but at the moment they don't even have a monster to send. Okay, I'm taking a whole 500 extra. What else you got? Main 2. Right, set 1300. You do need 1850 to get over it. Which, granted, a stun deck might just play 2000 normals. Completely, honestly. There is a decent chance of that. Each time a monster is sent from the field, specifically from the field. End phase. Yeah, I do feel it's burn. The question is, what can I do? I can attack him for 500, but I don't think that's going to do it. On the other hand, are they really going to, like, Mirror Force a 500? Are they going to Ring of Destruction a 500? I'm gonna poke him. I'm gonna poke him. 500. You've apparently got plenty of spell traps in this. Just, like, keep drawing your spell traps. Yes, please. Now, I know this is going to be very invigorating gameplay. It's also one of the games I'm slightly more likely to lose, because the back row is real. Okay, so they're taking 300, but I'm taking 12. Unfortunate. And there's a new set card, probably. Yeah, I didn't really see many other reasons to do it. Dynamicious. Dynamicious is a really good draw, actually. Each time a card is sent to the graveyard. Battle. We'll just poke in for 5 again. Iron Thunder is not something I want in this matchup, but it is, on the other hand, just Solemn Judgment. Although they are the actual kind of deck that would also play a Solemn Judgment. Once again. Boss Stage. Now, Boss Stage is a card. Dimension Wall. Yeah, sure, go for it. You take 300, I take a whole 500. I've got an Omni Negate. Kind of two. Summon token. Torrential. How much do I want, my guy? It's what? 1,000 damage to me. I'm cool with that. I still get my tokens. Oh, right. It's 1,600 to me. But yeah, these don't go to the graveyard, they just kind of exist, so they're a wall. They just stick around for a minute. 1. Okay, I think I'm doing this now. Get rid of the new set. Secret Blast. Worth. Right. I am on very low life points. But I have things I can do. Well, next turn I have things I can do. We've already summoned our negate, so I think it's probably Valor to bring it back out the grave. Seems it. They're likely to have Mahama in hand. That's what it feels like at the moment. I am also at the period where I need to use Iron Thunder. I am now so low that it is a necessity should something threaten. I could... Let's see. Each time a monster is sent from the field, each time a card is sent to the graveyard. See, this is any card, which is the issue. I can banish one card on the field, and I feel like it'd be Skull Invitation for me. Set one. End phase. Right, at the risk... I don't want as many cards in hand. Does it for effect, so I don't actually take the damage. These tokens die. This came from the deck, so it's safe. I can change to attack. Change to attack. Deactivate a card. I can negate one. Skull Invitation. That's okay, I'm not doing that. And that's the game. Play to your outs. They hate, or they need to have decent back row. Wow, they didn't even have a monster in the deck. Huh. They didn't have any way for deep draw. They were just drawing the first card and hope it helps. Like, Morganite goes in this deck as a standard. Surely. You're not playing any monsters, so you don't need them. It also means that you can get to your 50 billion burn stuff quicker. Anyway, that means we're on 5 legacy tickets again. Which means we can open 5 legacy packs. Which means we can get game-breaking cards. You're fit. Oh, that's that. Okay, this is good. Not game-breaking, but really good, actually. Because, you know, it is just a field nuke. We can set this of Silhouette. Who, granted, we aren't really making something like Silhouette consistently. But it's possible, you know. This is one of the best. One of the better cards we could get from the Legacy pack. The only thing that could possibly be better than this immediately is that's 10. Because that would allow us to play the rest of them a bit more consistently. This gives us like a power play for it, but that 10 would access all of them. Golden Ladybug is life point gain, yay, for when that's relevant. I mean, it works with Sorcerer of Sebek, so there's that. Another Destiny hero. If you have 3 or more D heroes engraved, discard this. Target a D. Oh, it can target itself. Yep. Huh. Birthright. Reflector, Hammer Bouncer, which... you can normal summon without tributing if your opponent controls a card, so no, that seems pretty bad. Defect Compiler. Sure. 'Tis a card. Giant Red Sea Snake is probably one of the better ones we've got from this. And yeah, those ones track for what's new. Right. Yeah, sure. We're going to open a pack. We're going to leave it on the open screen. I'm going to leave you guys to speculate for a second. Because I need to nip away for a minute. And we are back. Which means, okay, I hope all of you have made some predictions about what's going to be in here. Because I predict we're going to get a tin dangle monster. I mean, I like this. This is actually kind of cool. It's not great, but it is kind of cool. Brain control. That is playable. There are plenty of monsters that can be normal summoned or set. How many that are on people's end boards, I do not know. I've not been paying a huge amount of attention, but this is fine. At least in the going second deck anyway, we could just, kaiju and then take control of it. It can attack, so there's that. Witchcrafter spell, which makes that deck ever better. Ooh, Sea Stealth attack. Now this helps out with Pacifist. Pacifist plus Sea Stealth is technically a lock, because what happens is you have a token as soon as your opponent activates, resolves one effect, right? Your field spell activates, you summon a token. Once per turn, banish a water. This turn, face-up spell traps can't be destroyed. And then at the start of the damage step, if your water monster whose level is 5 or higher battles, destroy that opponent's monster. Now, because the token summon on Pacifist is not once per turn, you just need to control, no Pacifist token. You banish the token, protect your back row, they activate another card, and congrats, you got a body. Of course, banishing removal still exists, but this is a really good pull. Right, we didn't get a tin dangle monster. Sad times. Well, no, it's for the best, really. But those are neat pulls. I forget what you are. That is so niche. I feel like Adularia is a lot better, if that was her name. Getting ultra rare from this. Can we get a royal? Maybe. We get the 4th or 5th Mad Marcus. We got Magical Musket card, Boujing card, Gen X, TG support, Alien, Hypernova Burst, which is a really, really bad Pot of Greed. Excuse me. Sorry. This is straight up a -1 in card advantage. It's a hard once per turn, so you draw it in multiples, it's just completely dead. That's a lot of cards in the current game, so that's not necessarily the issue. Banish face down, so already whatever you use is not getting triggered. Like, there are cards which trigger when banished, right? Banish face down triggers nothing. It triggers, like, other monsters on the field, or other cards on the field, in the case of, like, you know, Kashtira Shangira. But yeah, so you need to banish as cost, face down, 2 monsters that cannot be normal summoned or set from your hand or face-up field. Face-up field, you've already summoned them. Hand, they could have been better cards. And you get to draw 2. Which means that you're using a spell card plus 2 cards from hand or field. If this drew 3, it might be playable. Duplicate Gold Pride card. But it is just a searcher, which is about as good as it gets for duplicates. If face-up Gold Pride special summon from the extra deck returns to the extra deck, you can draw 1 card. So yeah, this, like, it has a use case, that one. We have a Gold Pride monster which can tag into an extra deck monster. The issue is that we don't really have a way to recur them, which I think is probably pretty thematic. Like, you finish the race, like, it either crashes or it goes, you know. Like, what do we have? Oh no, do we not? Okay, I lied? Yeah, we just don't. Never mind then, we don't actually have a pair. That's a little bit crazy. This one requires the fusion. This one requires Nitro, I believe. Nitro Head, yeah. This one requires the level 5. Oops. I wish to look at those effects. Let me read them again. Related. This one requires level 5, right? Eliminator from Deckle Grave. Oh, so okay, they tag out themselves. Right. Still, not particularly great for us, though. We do not have much. So, one of those monsters, reveal 3. We don't even have the reveal cost for this. Man, that's a shame. Yeah, we got 4 Hypno and 4 Marcus. Well, pulls are pulls. Duels are duels, and we only need 1 win. I'm Lag. That is a very scary name. That is terrifying beyond description. Computer issue manifest. We are going second. Unless they're just playing really slow, if that's what they mean. Or their internet connection is really bad. Well, the hand makes anima. It negates their monsters. And that'd be about it. Valor can't pitch Valor, I'm pretty sure. Okay, we have a problem. If Tikaboo survives the turn, we have something. Only if Tikaboo survives the turn. And even then, it's not 100% effective. What you need is for them to control, like, the level 4 that just banished itself, because these guys can tag themselves in and out. Oh, it's Mitsurugi as well. Everything is Mitsurugi as well. Well, of course the rank up game would just be the toughest, right? Realistically, I don't know what we do. Part of our issue is that Dark Ruler No More doesn't actually do anything in this case. Because we need them to control monsters. They control monster now. I wasn't going to. One card Xyz? Is that what this is? Huh. Once per turn, yeah. If this card is Xyz summoned, you can add a spell. During the standby, you can detach 2. Once per turn. By using 1 Argo Stars monster, yeah. Well, I'm not too bothered about the Dim Fizz. A little bit, but not horrendous. Inflict 500. Activates effect while in your monster zone while you have Banish out. Okay, so Tikaboo lives for a turn. Then what? Face up card your opponent controls. During the standby phase. Right, so I think it might just be this simple, possibly. Set to end turn. Add an Argo Stars, then immediately after this effect resolves if it continues traps special. Okay. Now, if they're a moderately decent player, they will immediately understand how they can play around Tikaboo. No? I'm not going to continue my main phase. Once per turn, discard. Alright, so let's do Metaverse. Oops. Ash. Okay. Let's do Tikaboo. If I can't play the game, neither can you. Haha. Hee hee. Ho ho. They do have a monster which puts them at a severe advantage, though. Yeah, you've only got warriors. You can't attempt to summon your traps. I don't know what that is. Granted, yeah, I'm just in the worst place. I am in the worst place. Ah. Yep, 2 on the field. That will in fact do it. Which means I might in fact be dead. Apophis. I mean, it's just for damage. So you've got 4, 7 plus 2, 2, and that's another 5. So 6, 7. No, they're short a little bit, but they haven't normal summoned, so it could just be as easy as, you know, add one of these back and normal summon it. That is just the end of the game. I mean, Argostars is a good deck. I'm not particularly annoyed we lost to it. It's very different to have to play around. But specifically for us, it does suck. Something awful. I am still here. Oi. Hello. I'm still here. The internet is still up. Yeah. Could you stop Blinky? I'm here. Am I not? Oh dear, am I not? 1 second. Connection failed. Please don't tell me that's just a... No? Okay, I am in fact still here. Game didn't think I was during that, which is real nice. Now we have to, like, okay. It looked like we had to try and do again anyway on that one. However, I don't know that they had lethal that turn, you know? Can't be special summon, can't activate, normal summon. Okay, right, so the play is Ogre, because that at least gives us a Kashtira effect, and then the next play is Lopter. And the effect of Lopter, they might have an Ash, but if they have an Ash, they have an Ash. In 60 cards, because of course you do, but that does mean I'm equally unlikely to hit anything good. 5 cards. Branded in hard. Fucking Christ. What do you mean it's starters for, like, the top 3? It's not going to be special summon, it's going to be normal summon. They're not going to link summon. I think it has to be branded in high spirits, because basically it's one of these two which they get. I think I have to banish that. Oswind is good, Mano is, like, okay for next turn, but I'm relying on their hand not having combo. Which is, I don't know what kind of a dream, probably a pipe dream. Because they've got this in hand, which just does a fusion summon. And they've got another 4 cards, none of which are, like, Imperm. Maybe one of them is Ash Blossom. Adds a Bestial. This is going to be problematic. I mean, do I just wait? I think we just fire it. 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I think it kind of has to be Albion. It becomes Fallen of Albaz. I don't know if you play that many. I don't think you do. We need to banish, like, combo pieces. The single bits of interruption, like Imperm and everything, they do not matter. They'll be played in multiples anyway. They have a Bestial. They can, in fact, just crash send. That is a normal summon. Could you... Yeah, this I could negate my own Kashtira Ogre. Bandit Fusion. Right. I can negate the fusion summoned monster. But what, pray tell, is the text of Cartesia? Field or graveyard, you can special summon this card, which means they can just, in fact, special summon this card. Oh, and you up to funny plays. By banishing materials. Okay, this gives them an extra body, but they do have to banish Albaz for this one. At least I think you do. Banish Albaz, please. Okay, they banished Cartesia. And it's not something I saw coming. Oh, come on! You're fucking kidding me. That is not the play you should be going for, and it pisses me off that it's what you went for. I know you're going for the lock because of that one, but, like, no, that's just incorrect. Man, how do I out-fucking Albion? I can't special summon, I can normal summon. You cannot special summon except, yeah. During your opponent's turn, quick effect, target 2, special summon 1 to each. Yay. How much attack does it have? 1100. I can, in fact, crash it into Lebellion. It's not much, but I can do it. On the other hand, I think I'm probably just dead. I've got all of Imano. And Imano doesn't exactly clean house. Destrudo. Monsters cannot activate their effects except spirits. That goes everywhere. Yeah, because fuck me. This is one of those cards that just needs to be fucking banned. Of course you get to choose the position. Well, big ass rock. Well, you don't have any monster effects. Doesn't matter though. Piss. Fucking twat. There is a reason Expulsion is banned. So why is the Fusion Dragon that is just Expulsion on legs not banned? You're gonna have to explain it to me, because I cannot for the life of me work it out. It is not a card used to do anything fun, ever. It's just lore, and it just sucks. Toxie Royal, 1240. Okay. 1, 2, and a 3. Playing the football sleeves. Which, goddamn, if that ain't the most awful aesthetic I've ever seen. Like, okay, we have Sports Field now, so that's great. For exactly UA. No one else. Yeah, it's risky, but, like, we need the field spell in this position. So, have field spell. And it gets triggered. I really should have done this in draw phase, but, toggles. And getting distracted. At least it seems to be ninjas. What are we doing? Sure, let's go Lopter. We're in main phase anyway. Hello, Gaming Addict. Welcome. Hope you're doing well. Because we were. Past tense. We're gonna do this one. Ninjutsu Art. So this hits the board. We then have a negate. They add a card, which means they have to send a monster. Granted, they probably have a good few to choose from. But we do have Chalice, we do have an Omni, we do have Punishment. Punishment is Imperm, Protection, or setup for Borrowload, which doesn't exist. I don't know what the last option was. I think it is just one of two now. Yeah. Well, anyway. Surely we can beat ninjas, right? You control a ninja, you can wait. Yeah, sure. So, when your opponent activates a monster effect, quick effect, target a face down defense, change it, okay. Right, we have still Imperm, when a ninja, if face up, okay. Sure. You're not actually going to inflict battle damage, you do know that. Maybe you don't. Contact Fuse. There's Mazen. Mercy to be fusion summoned when your opponent activates a card or effect, you can special summon a ninja. Okay. So it's when you can, but I'm pretty sure that won't work in, like... Well, will it? Need chain on. No, attack has been declared, so it's the wrong bit. I missed it a little bit, but, oh well. I think I'd rather do this. That does kind of fuck over the punishment a little bit, but I'm not sure we were summoning, Zerberus into this anyway. Yeah. Or are we... You know what? We'll bin Drago. I feel like Dragite's a pretty unlikely synchro. They have a good few cards in hand, so they should have something. That doesn't look like something, though. Lost Wind, Synchron, Phantasme. Right, so we definitely change these two to attack. We try Lopter first. And Lopter okay, Lopter does in fact summon. Which means Vala gets Lopter back. We have the Omni Negate back online. And we could now Star Eater if we wanted. So I'm going to Star Eater. No, I'm not. Punishment. It's alright. It was planned. They have a whole 300 life. I don't think they can do anything. We get one summon from the deck. Does not trigger the second effect of boss stage because we don't actually have the space at the moment, which is kind of nice. Howdy howdy, Unsolved Mysteries. What are we thinking? I'm thinking Utgarda. I'm doing okay. How's yourself? If normal is special to target, you can special summon a ninja. Yeah, sure. 1, 2, bye. Yeah, we picked this one. Tributing a ninja or a face down monster on the field. Tribute it if you do. Special summon a ninja from the deck. When this card leaves the field, send that monster to the grave. Okay, so the way I'm going to respond to that one, I think that's fine. But all we do is we just bring back bodies so that Ha has a negate again. We get this from the deck. That happens, it gets tributed. You summon a ninja. It is special summoned, so that does mean we can Lost Wind it. We have a negate, so they know they have to play around like chain blocking, because otherwise we just negate the summon. Yep. They get their special summon in face down defense position, I believe, right? Face down defense position, yeah. You have an effect? Oh no, it's you. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. 1, 2, and then 3, I guess. Negate that. Yeah, you want to know something funny? Let's do it like this. Negate that. Negate the summoned monster. Summon back Ha. Summon tokens. Not that Ha's once or negate is a hard once, it is, but like the add is a soft once. So if they were to search again, we could still make them send a monster, which is mildly funny. Okay. They can still hit over this one, they can still contact Fuse. But it's not like, you know, we used all these effects in Grave anyway. So, it is what it is in that sense. Right. Well, we do this then. Tie one card, destroy it. Okay. face up or face down. Okay. I think we're fine still. They can destroy Har, they can destroy boss stage. We've already got Valor in rotation a couple of times. That does give them a ninjutsu art. It does. No, it gives them a ninja. Which means they have to send a monster if they choose to do it. They do not choose to do it. What is the pop? And you're choosing to just hit the tuner. Yeah. I mean, it makes sense. You're still dead, but it does make sense. Ah, well, you control face down defense position. As Saizo. Thanks for the Link summon. Ooh, those are both great cards, but we can't really summon the Fenrir in this position. So let's make everything machine. We've got a Lost Wind. They have an attack position monster that has to stay in attack position. They have a face down, they have a face down. This resolves, and we very simply just go battle phase. It is not remotely complex. I think it is really that simple. Wait, why do I have to... Oh, okay. Wait. I didn't read the second part, apparently. Okay, that's fine. Our opponent is laughing. I can't remember what they actually summoned face down. It's Mitsu. Mitsu doesn't actually have a flip effect. We did win the game anyway. It just... I don't know why I did that, you know? To be fair, how often do you see ninjas? I mean, you raise a point, but at the same time, I was literally reading the card. And then just stopped reading right before, like, this bit. This card cannot... Well, no, I read that, yeah, this card cannot be targeted for an attack. Okay, that's fine. So I'll just Lost Wind it to stop that. But, you know, it's not... This gap isn't that much. I make fun of players for, you know, Yu-Gi-Oh! Reading, but, you know, I am in fact Yu-Gi-Oh! Player. So, you know, I kind of have to make fun of myself by default. I have to be part of this group. But I still win, so we still get 2 packs because we're in Platinum. The battle to get to Platinum 3 continues. This is probably the best card in here. This is a nice card to get another one of, just because more Drytron names. It's probably a toss-up between Gamma and Return in this pack. We have some Orcust cards, but not a huge amount. Or rather, the strategy isn't consistent. Tenyi. Tenyis are always good. Especially for that Phantasm Spiral deck we have. Tenyis are always good, especially for that Phantasm Spiral deck we have. What are the odds that we get, like, the little one and the final version from the same pack on opposite ends? I don't know. It's literally the progression. It's a weird progression. I don't know why the Trickstars are featuring in it. And I guess, you know, they gotta go to the races at some point, but I still don't know what that has to do with spiritual enlightenment. Maybe someone else can enlighten me. Maybe that's the kind of spiritual movie that we need. Something that shows a person's detailed journey of growth, self-discovery, by going to the Amazon and finding the, you know, local tribes there. Being being part of their customs. Then going to a, what do you call them? What do you call, like, Hatsune Miku and those kind of things? Vocaloids. Going to a Vocaloid concert. Or, like, idol concerts in Japan. And then going to an F1 race. Right. So we do this. They max C. They do not max C. Do we get greedy for another material? I think we, sits here and pretends to listen to nonsense. I mean, pretty much. That's what you're here for, right? If you weren't here for it, you'd be tuning into someone who said sensible things. But no, I think this is the smash hit film we need. People just need to share the vision. Oh wait. Toggle. Very important. Do you have Ash Blossom? Was your top deck Ash Blossom? It wasn't. Okay. Right, main phase. Top tier flawless Yu-Gi-Oh? Shit. I'm under pressure, guys. They are on standard deck ratio, so we shall see what happen. They are looking at boss stage Lopter, as far as they know. Now, neat thing is, Lopter can just tag out Valor for Ha. We get ourselves the summons. Ha uses his negate. They add a card, and then, you know, then we get another. Then we get more guys. So yeah, let's do this now. They control a card, so it can't be Imperm. Actually, Valor wasn't even summoned this turn, so that's a thing. Right. Ha, the best. Of the best. Give me tokens. Yeah, it doesn't matter if I special summon, it's specifically if they special summon. Alright, what are the rest of your 5 cards then? Is this in fact Dark Magician? Because this would lead me to think Dark Magician. Oh. Well, that's the turn. That's the play. Is that the game? Can someone answer me this? This might just be the game. We have 45. Valor makes it like 7,000. If this doesn't work, we can just... I don't know what to tell you. I do not know what to tell you. On the one hand, we can face all of our painful duels that have just been, you know, going on up to this point. We've got so many problems. What have you got now? You toggled off for 1 attack. You are now getting attacked. This is already attacked, so if I have to negate it, if you take damage, quick effect send. Is that a special summon? Special summon Dark Magician. I can negate the effect. And I think in this instance I should. You've used your effect, but you haven't attacked. And you have the highest attack of what's remaining. And this still clears lethal. So... let's just continue. It was kind of Battle Fader, just not as effective. There you go, flawless gameplay. We managed it for 1 game. It was against Dark Magician. And, you know what, let's take a look at the deck. Let's entertain ourselves. Okay, as much as I was saying that, that's like, it is a Dark Magician deck. These are actual ratios, you know? Like, this should be a 3 of. And this one you... well, I don't know. Do you want more copies? I guess you do. But, like, aside from this being a 3 of, this one probably being a 3 of, but you can see it's because of, like, UR. This one's only at 2. So, I'd assume that the problem here is basically Ultra Red Dust. But this is an actual Dark Magician deck, like, you know. You can't slag it off that bad. Ooh, actually, you want a treat? Eternal Soul should be a 3 of? I don't actually think necessarily it should. You have a decent amount of ways to get to it. It is the game plan of the deck. But do you want a treat? Do you want to see Malice? But Malice like you've never seen before. Have a gander at this main deck. And tell me what you think of it. Just from a, you know, just from a perspective of a viewer. What do you think of this main deck? The extra deck I think actually looks, you know, that's fairly standard, but, you know. The important questions. Like the one of Parallel Exceed. The one of United We Stand. The band chatter in a second because bot. Get out of here. The one of Santa Claus. As your kaiju. How do we feel about this guy's deck building? Giving on a scale of like 1 to... On a scale of 1 to 10, we'll give it a nice spectrum. What thoughts are racing through your mind? Anyway, enough looking up the funny. Let's actually open some packs. We got some legacy ticket. So, legacy pack, which means Legion the Fiend Jester. It's a guy. Another Amorphage Greed. Headhuntress Stop Defense. Thanksgiving Sealing Ceremony. Send a Water to Banish. Well, that's pretty bad. Fiend Jester might be one of the better things here. And it's an additional tribute summon. Which says a little bit about it, in my opinion. Actually, that is a card that helps us get to Dark Magician, if we had any. So that does make it mildly better. But does it make it as good as anything from the Master Packs? Probably. Dual Avatar card. Neat, but we still don't have enough of them. Link summon card cannot be destroyed by battle card effects, so it's just towers. But really small. You can banish a Cyburst, add a Cyburst tuner. That's something. That's specifically right, I guess, support. Well, pack number 1's a bit of a dud. Pack number 2, maybe, as a treat. You think it's for Cyburst? No. No, I think it's for Synchros. Just like, oh, it's a rock monster. Here's an Adamant... Wait, we have the... Well, we might have something we can do with that. Maybe not loads. That specifically targets Rescue Ace. We have, like, 2 Rescue Ace monsters that are worth playing. Maybe. If you squint. As for the rest of this, not particularly great. This one's fine. If only your opponent controls a monster, you can spec it. During your main phase, excavate the top 5. If you do special, an excavated level 4 or lower non-tuner rock. Which means that this could just synchro for Dragite. It could be like, you know, summon this, excavate the water one, make Dragite. It could also be excavate Utgarda. And that would be a little bit less good. In that specific scenario. Right, okay, we got back to this point. One more win. Again. What is it with trying to get into Plat 3? Oh dear. Someone's going to have a bad time with this one. Either I D-rank them, or they prevent me from getting the rank up. High stakes. They are having a bad day. We got a hand trap. We got a way to boss stage and a way to Lopter. Set 1. 2. Summon Samsara Lotus. Oh boy. What can I do in this scenario? I can banish Samsara from the grave, which takes it out of rotation. Granted, that puts a 2k wall on my side of the field, which is not what I want in the slightest. Oh, they're just gonna contact fuse. Well, maybe I should have banished, I don't know. Cannot be destroyed when your opponent activates a monster effect. This is not an effect. This is a rock in a hard place, believe it or not. Right, I believe the play is we set 1. We special in defense position. Solemn Strike. Well, I'm happy we tried. Normal Summon. No effect. Imperm. I said no effect, you idiot. Maybe this is why they're having a bad day. They're imperming a monster that is on normal summon, where I declined to use the normal summon. Right. So we get Metaverse. We use the Metaverse to make boss stage. It makes boss stage. We only have 100 attack on our monster, but we can now tag it out for bigger attack if we feel like it. Nightmare Pain, we probably do not feel like it. Now, what do they have in hand? They have the Ultimate Nightmare, which is the Garnet, if you want to say. Right. Okay, I think we do it like this. I think the play... I'm trying to work it out, believe me. Is... What do we have in rotation? We have Valor. Okay, I think it is Ha. I know we're going to take a lot of battle damage from this, but I think it is Ha. We get our tokens, which means we have negates. They have good old Nightmare Pain. We can tag into... Right, so there's that. During your opponent's turn, right, so I think we do this. If they want to stop it, they can. Yeah. But we can then, in response, stop that one. This hasn't done the send. Oh, and they just give up too soon. That'll be why they're having a bad day. I think we found the root cause of the problem. They didn't even activate the little guy's effect. Do they not have a full Yubel deck? And also we actually hit... No, they have a full Yubel deck. This should be a 3 of, but... That's about it. Oh, Field Spell should be a 3 of. They are missing a couple cards here or there. And they are playing this, where an optimized deck just wouldn't. You're probably only playing the one of this as well. I mean, it's fairly standard, but I do think, like, this is a 3 of, this is a 3 of, this is a 3 of. You cut this, and you probably don't play, like, this mix mash of hand traps. I mean, maybe you do. But, like, it feels a little all over the place. Like, with the random, like, Ultimate Slayer, the one-off tactics. the one-of strike. Could just, yeah, it could just be an old list. Well, with that, we actually make it to Plat 3. I can't remember if we've been here before. I think we've been here like one time, D-ranked basically immediately. So let's see if that's the outlier. Let's see if we could maybe push our way ever so slightly up to Plat 2. Maybe. We get a Speedroid. Another Gen X. Okay, Ancient Warriors, which is, it's not a good deck. I'm going to preface that, but, you know, maybe we can use it. If this card is added by the effect of an Ancient Warriors card special, which is kind of popular if you squint. When a spell trap card is activated, send an Ancient Warriors continuous spell trap negate. And when a monster effect is activated while you control a different specific name, you can send a continuous negate. It's technically 2 negates, if you have way more than 2 cards. As for the rest of these, Magispector Storm, it's a Wind Spellcaster support. Tribute a Wind Spellcaster bounce. No, Shuffle. Shuffle is pretty good from removal. But that did say target, did it not? And that kind of kills it. Just a little bit. So, maybe this pack has something better. I did say maybe. Maybe I should have said definitely. Remove from play, Assault Mode activate, destroy all monsters you control, special summon in Assault Mode, ignoring conditions, effects negated, cannot be tribute if removed, remove it from play. It does get one out. However, like, you gotta play Garnets. Like, the problem with the Assault Mode stuff is Garnets. Giant Pearfish is, as far as I remember, pretty bad. I mean, it summons a worm from deck. But it does, it's not even just a discard, it's discard a monster specifically. Extra copies are cool, extra copies are cool. Well, that's 2 packs. And it still doesn't feel particularly, you know, relevant. What do we have in the way of Lyrilusk? Probably not a lot, I'd reckon. We've got 3 of this. And we got 1/1 and none of the Xyz. Well, yeah, none of the Xyz. You've got 2 Supers, 2 Ultras. Wow. Do we have rank 1s in general? I would be surprised if we did. Oh, right, we got the Numeron Gates. 2 of them, anyway. 3 of them. And we got Fafnir, which is a spell trap negate. Nope, need to control a machine ritual monster. Never mind. It makes this guy, which is towers. It makes this guy. It makes Slacker Magician. And it makes Tantrum Toddler, which is specifically 2 materials. So yeah, Lyrilusk doesn't do anything. Right. 4 more wins, Plat 2. I can't remember if we haven't reached Plat, if we were close to reaching Plat 2 before. Maybe we were, maybe we weren't. But if we could hit Diamond this month, that'd be cool. Don't have to grind through Gold again. We get to possibly do some solo mode as a little treat. If we get far enough in the solo mode contains Raigeki. Well, this is Dragite. We can just make Dragite. They could just win the game. They could also just lose. Right, I'm going to hedge my bets. We're going to say that Malice are going to be a while. Enjoy. I need to take a break for a minute. Well, huh. They did not, in fact, combo for an eternity. No, I didn't forget about the Trap Typhoon. I've just got back. I just... I literally, like, that's the point. I said it's Malice. They'll take they'll take 5 minutes to combo. They didn't take 5 minutes? They ended on Lingarebo? You kidding me? Banish Malice. Link Summon. I faced the single worst Malice player in history. No, I wasn't at my keyboard. It's not that I forgot about the Trap Typhoon. I was not present to click the trap. Read your trap. I know my trap. I was not present to click it. I was away from keyboard. I said I need to go away for a minute. Malice will surely take more time. They apparently didn't, because they suck at the game. That's why you lost? Yeah, I was away from keyboard. I just, like, wasn't here to perform an action. I can't believe our first duel in Plat 3, it's Malice, and I just say, oh yeah, they'll combo, right? Malice will just combo. I mean, there's no way I can't show this. That's the most stupid, hilarious loss I've ever had. The combo deck will surely combo. It fails, and as a result I lose because of AFK. Oh. Well, if nothing else, it's a laugh for someone. It's a laugh for me. And we gotta go first this time. That last duel was basically going first. We have fucking Fenrir in hand. I should have just waited. I should have just held it. I got 9 card extra, 35 card main. I have a feeling this duel is not going to take a huge amount of time. Maybe I'm wrong. Set 1, set 2, normal summon. It's... okay, I did this in the wrong order because now it's very telegraphed about where the chalice is, but hey. You could have just toggled off. Ah. I understand now. Toggling off would have given me enough time. I didn't look at the hand and register Typhoon. That's what you meant. Understood. It took me a minute. It took me many minutes. Right. I'd assume you're on Orcus with all this, but, add a Sidra. I mean, I'm gonna tag out. Like, that's always happening. And if it isn't happening, then, well, sure. Right, Locter. We have a body. I can Lost Wind, I can Chalice, I can Cosmic. They are adding Drytron new 2. When activated, add a Drytron. How about no? And just for good measure, I'm actually going to get into Ha. Because Drytrons add from deck to hand a little bit. And so, if we can get them to... if we can get one cost to be just, like, a little too expensive, along with, a monster negate here or there, I think we might have it. Also, this does synchro for Star Eater. Again, it's very funny. So yeah, you can special summon this card, then you can add, and then they have to Foolish a monster. Because they have one on the field, they're searching a ritual monster. So they aren't keeping something. Also, Lost Wind interacts very funny with Drytron, because you can halve the attack of the monster. Special summon this card for banishment, it leaves the field. If this card is special summon, you can add Drytron. So I want to say negate this one with Chalice. Stops them from adding. They can get to the rank 1, but then we can just, like, you know, Lost Wind the rank 1. They have 2 cards in hand, 2 rituals in grave. I feel like I'm pretty confident. Granted, we need to get into something next turn, but that's, you know, next turn, I guess. When you ritual summon, you can detach. If this card is Xyz summoned, you can send a Drytron. Are you going to do that? And now you can't use that other effect because it's negate its effects, right? Yep. Which means this guy is kind of stuck here until I kill it. Which is happening this turn. Oh, mano. So we're changing this to attack position. I think I'm then just summoning Mirage Dragon. Because that plus a mono is a synchro for next turn. If they add a card from deck to hand, once again, they'll have to send a monster. They're going to be down, like... Har is really effective at stopping their advantage engine. Because they tribute, they add a card, and then they have to immediately get rid of one. Which means what would have been their kind of card neutral card advantage goes into a -1. Also, he's here for damage. I could have done Assault Synchron as well, but I don't think it makes that much of a difference. Okay, so you've got all 3 copies of Dad in the grave. Add a ritual monster. Now, send a monster, please. Nibiru. Okay, so what's the last card in hand? Oh, that's just every turn. Okay, that might be an issue. What do we have in the grave? We don't have a water in grave. Okay, they have 1-card combos that I have not dreamed of. So we can do Risen, which will banish a card from their field because of this. I don't know why they keep, like, setting. They set the field spell before activating it instead of just straight up activating it, which was a little weird. Meteornus Drytron, right. I mean, I can just read this, I guess. I can also read this when it comes out. You can destroy all spell traps. I don't have spell traps. And that is the guy you searched. Oh, unless you're just bringing out Dad. You're bringing out Dad. Twice per turn. Ah. Yeah, I don't know why I thought this was surviving. Okay. Congrats, you have a 7. I mean, I'm taking a good chunk of damage. The issue is I don't think I have anything unless... what, Fenrir? Precisely? I don't think that even does it. And that's not a hard once or anything, is it? No. First effect is infinite number of times. Which means you can also just ritual summon again now. I am screwed. I mean, what was I supposed to do in that case? I can do this. You can also negate that, but I could do it. Oh. They just chose not to? I guess it genuinely doesn't matter. Twice per turn, activates a monster effect, banish Drytron whose total attack equal or exceed. These both have 4,000, that has 5,000, that has 5,000. I don't think I get a monster effect. I also think they just win the game from this point. It is going to be really fucking bad that I just lost a duel to Malice because I wasn't at the keyboard. That is so shit. Yep. I think we lose this one too. I made the right move in getting hard to stop them for a turn, but we just... I don't know, what would have been a better draw? Another copy of Lopter? Another copy of Lopter or another Condemned Witch would have been a better draw, either of those two. And then, yeah, they do just have it. That is, in fact, the game. Oh, that sucks. And this is kind of just my fault. Yeah, no, it is just my fault. I mean... We'll get there, sure, we'll just win from now, right? We were just having our warm-ups, we were letting them have a chance. Now our opponents are not going to know what hit them, as we have Dark Ruler, Triple Tack, and Abystial. Maybe he won't know. Maybe the user is correct, and they play just Earths. Who is to say? Oh dear, this is a consistent deck. Hallmarks of the best decks in the game. Magical Mallet, double summon. Reload. Your old school spells. This has to be an FTK. Like, you're in Plat and you're using Magical Mallet. You can't seriously be playing it for, like, draw pad. It's an FTK. Question is, what can I do to stop it? Do I need to stop it? One day Magical Mallet will be better. Like, you know how Valence as an archetype is just designed around the whole columns and thing? And then they just incorporated Senate Switch into the archetype? The same way that they've done it with, like, Mystical Space Typhoon recently? We're gonna get that, but for Magical Mallet. That's what's going to happen. End phase. Phantasma. I'm not sure we can really do a whole lot with this, but I can normal summon. So I will normal summon. We will simply go battle phase. An attack for 700. Cower in fear. Quebeco. I mean, I can just attack it. I can just literally, you know, hit it. I don't think this is an FTK. This one card has changed my mind. Maybe it is Goki. What's its attribute? It's a fairy earth. Maybe it's a Shizu. Maybe it's Maybelline. I'm not going to guess. I'm just not going to. I give up. I give up the guessing game. If chat wants to take any guesses, be my guest. It could just be Millennium. They can't destroy it by battle, it's an illusion monster. Yeah. Oh, that sounds about right. I don't even get my Saronir in their turn. I'm gonna have to tribute summon Saronir. It's a 15 card extra. This has to be a player. Set 1. Okay, Clockwork Knight. This is what turns the tide of war. You know what? Yeah, we just go battle. It can't kill me by battle anyway. The best I could do is just poke him for 400. We will win the grind game. Eventually. I contribute summon this, but, like, I need an... Like, I can't believe it. I need an out to an illusion monster. It might be Transversa. Because they did put it in the center column. Set another one. Change to defense position. And now we wait. My god, this gameplay is enticing. Aren't you happy you came to this channel? The absolute highs. They are playing Millennium. They are playing Exo. Okay! Never mind. Game plan is online. It could be Masochist. You are correct. It could be. Well, lo and behold, we have the thing. They have Ash Blossom. You kidding me? We got one of our copies of the field spell. We have another 3 in deck. They have been bricked on Ash Blossom. During your main phase. Place 1, then place a Millennium. Am I dead? I have 1200 attack. Clockwork Knight's reducing them by 500. I don't think I'm dead immediately, but, well, they're just not using the effect. Well, certainly a decision. I think I just leave this for a turn, honestly. If they're about to do... Well, no, we just do this now, actually, don't we? We just wedge you for... Yeah, we just negate the wedge you. They're placing it in the spell trap zone. Now, if your opponent activates a card or effect while this... God damn it. They can gain life points again. No. We need to negate this. They can stall, but we will have an out eventually. Oh, they're just doing Cold Buy instead. I mean, yeah, that'll do it. Which means I no longer activated a card or effect, because that was an if. Which means they aren't summoning it. Which means they're then using Wedju. Okay. I didn't act it though. Okay. Effects are negated. It's not negate the activation. I don't know why that works, but sure, go for it. You put it in attack position because you're a genius. You gain 6, you gain 6, you gain the current. I mean, I can smack that for like what? 2, 3? I can hit it for 2, 3, guys. Sangan. Well, Sangan goes to grave. I banish the Sangan, I get Saranir. I then do not summon from the extra deck, but I do get extra damage on board. Or they make a Link monster and I get Phantasme on the board and Saranir. I really hope they Link summon. That'd be comical at this point. They are Link summoning. I don't know. Phoenix. Discard, then target a spell trap. So yeah, that's going to go through because it's on Link Summon. And this only protects from monsters anyway. It's not co-linked. Right. I mean, the Sangan gets the search, so we might as well just do this. Yeah, put that one back. We now have a nice non-tuner. Yeah, of course. They're adding Millennium Shield. Oh dear, they're doing the things. Everyone panic. Sure, go for it. Am I dead on board, actually? They're gaining 8-2. I'm on 7-4. That's on 7. Which... Holy shit, I'm just fucking dead. No, they have to pay 2k. They don't have Ankh in hand. They can't forfeit the cost. They're still doing it. Olympus. Yes. Right. They added a thing. They added Heart of Blue Eyes. I mean, this is where we do this. It's just a guarantee. Granted, they will be setting, like, Obliterate. Although, with the amount of cards they're playing in the deck, I'm not sure. It's only an N or, like, either N or R. So it shouldn't be outside of their deck list. We're not dead on board because it'll have 6-2. They could, if they want to deal... Oh, they're going for a Link. Make Verte. Make Dragoon. Which means they can't use the Ankh they had. Because that's going to be Dragoon. Oh, it's Super Poly. Well, my field is Darks. This is not what I was expecting. 4-2, 4-7. So they've got 4k on. Plus... that's 3k. I believe they just have lethal. Yeah, they do just have lethal, don't they? Well, no, this gets shuffled back, as does this. They only have 4-2. I have Dark Ruler. It depends where they summon it to. They could summon it to an Anima Zone. They're not even using it. They're doming me for the damage with that instead of making the fusion. This doesn't... I'm a little confused. I'm more than a little confused. Like, completely seriously, what am I doing with this? How have they won? Because they have. Like, objectively it's clear. They could use Verte again for 2,000, maybe use a different thing. That's like something that would help. If they pay for Verte again, that would help. They're going to reveal Ankh instead, because they just, you know, they have it. But I'm genuinely not certain of anything they're doing anymore. There's Ankh. So, yeah, do that. Then add Ankh, which does have a hard once on it, I believe. Show 5, then special. There is not a hard once on this. No, there just is not a hard once on this. Huh. I think they wanted to copy, or I think they wanted to try and fuse from deck to get 3 of them on board. Like, it's not a fusion card. That's the thing. Like, this doesn't work like that. You need fusion or polymerization. Zealantis. You're not locked yet. And even if you... It's hurting my brain. This player is hurting my brain. Okay. Oh, is the face-up in attack position? Am I getting domed for 25? On top of, like, all the regular... Yeah, I think I am. No, it's just in face-up defense. I mean, I don't know, okay? I do not know. I do not understand. Please help. Are you trying to assemble Exodia? No, you're not even trying to assemble Exodia in the back row. I'm going to reveal Ankh, which reveals to me they do have 2. I know they... Well, that was prior game knowledge, but... Special summon this, then add a Millennium. Okay. Well, it could be the Golem, it can be the Shield, it could be many things. It could be Little Bozo, Little Maiden. If the card in your hand, place when if your opponent activates a cover effect, cannot target. Okay, cool. I guess I should have held the Bestial, but what was it that did me in the end? Super Poly. There's Doom Dragon. They do just have lethal. I mean, Chalice negate. They are doing a lot of work to out a whole monster in a spell trap, where they don't need to. Like, it looks like the most scuffed Exodia deck I've seen in a while. Why are you making a Link monster here? Why are you making IP? You just had lethal on board. If you summon Exodia, like... Wait, can you summon Exodia? I think they can be in the grave. What are you doing? That doesn't work. I can make Anima. Negate. Cool beans. Like, I just don't know what I could do. Like, actually. What draws me out of this, you know? And are they just wanting to assemble Exodia? Because they could have ended the game already. Okay. That is indeed an Exodia card. You know what? How's your day going, Ch? How's everyone doing? What have you been up to that's entertaining lately? Aside from playing Dark Souls 3, I watched the third Pink Panther film recently, which was great. Would highly recommend. Of course, needs context of the first Pink Panther film, but you know, I feel that's fine. What else have I been up to? I've not really played... Yeah, I haven't played any Night Rain for a little bit now. Oh dear, it's in attack position. My opponent is learning. But yeah. Dark Souls 3. Pink Panther, I guess. Disney films. Rewatching The Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3. Starting to watch Season 2 of Invincible. Because I just haven't done it yet. I know Invincible's on like Season 3 and it's been out for like ages at this point, but I just haven't done it yet and I'm thoroughly enjoying it. I'm on episode 4 upcoming. So that's pretty cool. And, of course, I think Pokemon released today for ZA. Okay, so you're just making Underworld Goddess. Great. You know, really, really essential play. This doesn't target. No. So what can I do? Once per turn, that special summons A monsters from the graveyard. Well, there's boss stage. But I kinda need boss stage. So there's boss stage. And end turn. That now gives us, like, everything. As far as I understand. In fact, it just does. Right, so let's do this. Summon tokens. We have to get to the main phase, but then... because they just fucked around and haven't killed us, we can actually out their Underworld Goddess. Set a spell trap. We wait. We know what's in hand. they are not negating. This is live whatever it is, but I have no idea what it is. Okay. I mean, we just chain it. It's not a particularly difficult, you know. Thanks for the generator in hand so I can use Valor next turn, you know. Unless I'm mistaken, they are just dead. They just fucked around too long. they completely had us dead to rights several times and just decided, nah, we're just gonna fool around. They just wanted to, like, alt-win con with Exodia, right? They have this one. Necros isn't an alt-win con, but summoning Necros is just funny. They're playing Curry Bobble. What? It can't be Masochist due to the extra deck. Like, if you ignore the main deck, like, just genuinely ignore the main deck, this extra deck is not Masochist. Because you've got Mud Dragon, a fusion target, Garura, a fusion target, this thing, which, you know, clears up your back row, the 3 guys, because, you know, this is technically infinite, so you might as well. Nightmares, which are just, you know, generic. IP to link into your high-end stuff. A Link 5, basically towers. Link 5, you know, board negate, graveyard negate. You can you're playing Silhouette for Quebeco. Nothing else. Zealanter's Verte. Verte for Super Poly. Exactly Super Poly. Nothing else. The extra deck constructed. The main deck, it is constructed, but to what degree? By what kind of person? 5 tickets. 5 packs. 'Tis a win. We didn't... I don't know why I'm doing that. Skip. Jackpot 7. Useless because we don't have the other 2. Phantom Beast Crosswing. That's mildly useful. Perform Pal Showdown. Tiny up to the number of face-up spells. Change those. Sure. It's worse, like, Concealing. Worse Book of Moon. Grass Chopper is one of my favourite Geminis, but that doesn't make it good. Wing Weaver. That's neat. And sure. And there's, what, 1 new card, and it's the Jackpot 7. That tells you about the luck of the packs lately. Although saying that, we did get You're Finished. So, you know. Sometimes there's good stuff. Like the 3rd Clockwork Knight. That's not a bad pull. Extra Gingerbread House, Power Bond. I don't know if we have anything we can really summon with Power Bond. Don't think we have anything that's particularly worth it, because Power Bond doubles like the original attack. Plague Spreader's a pretty damn good tuner. As far as tuners go, it's probably not as good as Assault Synchron. Spatha's nice. No, wait, that's a Crusadia extra deck. We have Crusadia main deck. And Millennium Revelation. Wow. Why isn't Millennium playing that card? I'm just... Related cards, real quick. Yeah, it is a Millennium card. Why not? Why have I not seen this yet? surely it's gotta be the best deck. It's combining Exodia, the Winged Dragon of Ra. Have you not seen a better pair? It's also a third copy. My god. Yeah, we've got Regulex and we've got Spatha. Which isn't ideal. Spatha kind of wants to go into a main monster zone. A monster this card points to cannot attack. So yeah, what you'd probably want is like this in the EMZ, this in an MMZ. Have them both point to the same card, be it like a kaiju. All you need is like one of these guys. Once per turn, target a link monster you control. It can attack all monsters once each. Other monsters cannot attack. Crusader you control. It's unaffected by card effects except its own. After damage calculation, draw. Ooh. That's kind of crazy. So, like, yeah, there's things we can do. It's just not fantastic. Because the highest attack here is 16. We'd need to basically... I mean, we could double Kaiju to make this absolutely massive. It could work in the Ghost second deck. And then if you do, what is it? This one. Once per turn, target a Crusader. It can attack all monsters your opponent controls once each. That's a deep draw engine, you know? You just need to get Testament, get Revival, and actually link summon Regulex or Spatha. So, you know, it's only a... one... let's see. If an effect monster is special summoned to the zone this card points to. Let's see. If this card is normal or special summon to a zone a link monster points to. Target Crusader control. You need to card your opponent controls. Special summon this. Target a link piercing. Target Crusader card in your grave. Double damage. Yeah. So we get one search. We need to open a Crusader. Minimum. Crusader. Normal summon. Which links into this. Which then gets you your field spell or your Testament. That's 1, 2. Which gets you to the third. But you have to hard open the other. And then you have to open a Kaiju as well. It's only like a 4 or 5 card combo. Which makes it playable, right guys? We've got like 8 Kaijus now. I think that's... maybe it's 9. But we've got a good chunk of Kaijus now. Right. Back to some standard Platinum 3 gameplay. Where we are just going to absolutely steamroll because we deserve to. I don't know. I mean, I like this. Activate, and we pitch. On the off chance there is, in fact, a Bestial in their hand, we make sure it's a water. So we summon this. We set this one. And we special summon... what are we thinking? A negate? I think we special summon a negate. In defense position, right? Yeah, in defense position. Cool. And then we have, like, you know, another generator play next turn. They have 45 and 15. We have Monster Negate. We have Face Up Banish. They're not familiar with the Virtual World Tiger. And a Sword Soul monster. This might be a bit difficult. So, normal. I mean, I think in this... that is a little rough. Okay. Because they're worms. That is a little unfortunate. Tribute a worm, add a worm. Then if you tributed an on-effect. Right. So they still have a token. But that token means that they can then use Tenyi things. I guess I should have made Hyperiton. It is just a better monster negate. The only difference is it has to be in attack position. So yeah, it is just a better card. Well, we will discard Valor, because Valor is not a bestial magnet. There's your token. Now do your Tenyi plays, I guess. Or do your True King plays, one or the other. Destroy this, destroy, what, the True King, the Earth one? In fact, you're not related to... No, you're not. If destroyed by a card effect, you can special summon a non-Earth worm. They destroyed... Oh, they destroyed 2 waters. There are no spell traps on the field, but you can banish good old Dynamicius from the grave. Non-water worm from deck. Which gives you Tenyi access. Does it? I'm genuinely unsure. I mean, this makes sense. This is neat. I haven't seen the True Kings used, like, ever, so this is pretty cool. Yeah, unfortunately, type matches, so I can't actually negate anything. Love to see it. Synchro for 8. For a worm, which is a monster negate that could negate this, had it the opportunity to do anything like that. Tiger can just negate my own cards at this rate. Ooh, I'm gonna be happy when weekend comes. Only another day now. I'm tired. But this weekend should be both climbing and Yugioh, so it's probably gonna feel like it goes by way too fast. And there's a 10 Synchro, which will actually be able to beat me over. Although I think they're bringing out Vishuda so they can get a bounce. Nope. It's Adhara, who is a tuner, so you can now get 2 level 10 Synchros. There's the first one, Chengying. Here's the second one for Baron, probably. I mean, yeah, that's an option as well. I know when I'm beat. You take this fight. There shall not be another. I will not want a rematch. And does that mean anything? The conversation is truly thrilling. I'm a brilliant entertainer and all, but just, I don't know. I'm tired. He's low energy. I mean, there's low energy, and so we have a low energy hand. Inspector Barter. And Floodgate. Which can kind of be a Floodgate, depends. It seems like they have Imperm. They could just have C, but I think they have Imperm. Yep. Okay. Normal. Floodgate. You're not using it as link material, so better have an extender. Activate one of these, Titan on Link Marincess, special summon it. They have an extender. It is that easy. You do not play dark monsters, you do not play light monsters. I mean, isn't this just like full combo? Am I mistaking it? But I believe Marincess does like 1-card combos. There's a link one for Sea Angel. If Link summoned, you can add a Marincess spell. Yeah. I can summon in Mano after summoning Ogre. But that doesn't really do anything because their big monster's up at like 43 or something. So even if I do turn off its effects, I'm not hitting it. It's Coral. Coral target one of the two in the grave. Spec it. At least I think that's how you do. Yep. There are so many decks I like know a little bit about, but not enough to just stop. There are a decent number of decks I do know, but I feel like my knowledge is very much jack of all trades, master of none. In terms of like what various Yu-Gi-Oh decks do. But on the other hand, that is jack of all trades, which includes like some non-meta stuff. So I'm sometimes not just completely out of depth when, you know, random matchup number 15 walks over. And that's the Imperm, yeah. I have a feeling this be the end. Wait. Oh yeah, my monster. No, I'm good. So they have... That's funny. Is it useful? Special summon. If any opponent controls a monster. I don't think any of these give it particular effects. Wait, they summoned a Link 3. It's a Link 3. Why? I've only just realised. I feel like they're missing something then, because normally you end on like Spell Trap Negate. Activate. Do that. Search and end phase. Activate wave. At least I think you'd activate wave. Unaffected by your opponent's card effects until the end of the turn. Okay. So what I can now do is make Transverser. Which then allows me to do Saronir. Which then allows me to normal summon which then allows Link for Bungo, who is not quite enough attack, I believe. Like, just ever so slightly too little. Ever so slightly too little. So, this was worth it, you know? I needed to banish one more card. What was the one more card? I mean, they just hit over this, and that is the end of the game. I condensed everything into Big Bungo. It's not even like their deck was good. I just condensed it into Bungo. If this is the peak, you're doing something wrong. Are you going to combo after the battle phase? It's not hard to play around a topologic Zeraboros. You've just got like 2 zones in front of him you can't summon to. Anyway, I know what I'm beat. But was it... It's difficult to work out whether it was worth, like, keep summoning or hold for the next turn that there probably doesn't exist. Because I could have kept a Bestial in hand. I could have kept a Bestial and a Mono. But, like, that doesn't do anything. Doesn't do anything to disrupt them. The best it gives me is a body. 2/5 body. Oh, it's a hand. They're on 45. What is it with constructed decks being just like over? Oh, stun. Stun. It is absolutely stun. We have nothing. Negate the activation, destroy during main phase. Okay. They have 3 cards in hand, which is equal to like what? Still 1 negate, right? Yeah. It's still 1 negate. Iron Thunder? Okay, so what do? During your main phase, once per turn, when destroy 1 monster. Right, so set, summon, effect, get Forbidden Quick Play. Are they reading the Forbidden Quick Plays real quick? Wondering whether you should Dragoon negate the fucking Condemned Witch. Dragoon negate Condemned Witch would be hella funny. They are in fact negating the Condemned Witch. Okay. So we let that go through. That negate happens, they gain the 1000. So we then special Fenrir. Fenrir adds. The add goes through, so they don't have Ash. We then banish. We banish Dark Magician, because it's much more likely that that's a threat than the Red Eyes. Which gets us this. Which gets us a search in the end phase. Which means that we can then tag into another one. We go to the end phase. We get Druis. And in end phase, I think we use Druis. And then we banish the Red Eyes. And because Iron Thunder's there, they are going to use it. We can negate activation if you do destroy. Cannot be destroyed. That doesn't work. My game plan is, I swear, perfect. It only requires cards to not work like they are printed. So if we do that, because this can't be targeted, right? Yeah. So, there's that. Oh yeah, right. I mean... Nah, that just wasn't anything. It's just Dragoon. It's just Dragoon. My outs are like, what? Exactly Dark Ruler no more. Yeah? Negate the effects. Dark Ruler isn't out. Alpha isn't out. Yeah. 2 cards. That targets. You target? You do not. But yeah, it doesn't seem like I have a great deal of options. I'm tempted to cut this for a rank 6. Is there a rank 6 we can make that outs Dragoon? Target? No. Detach, target. Detach, target, but that's not removal. Detach, target. You're gonna hear this a lot. That doesn't do anything. That doesn't. That doesn't. Gains 1,000. If tributed, if plant. Also exceeds, gains 1,000. Detach. Destroy all defense, but it can't be destroyed. Detach. I mean, it can crash. Start of your... Yeah, no, that's not doing it. Gains 200. Target a face-up card. Swordbreaker. Destroy that, so that doesn't work. Negate activation. Every rank 6 targets. Every rank 6 I have targets. Are there any links that would do it? No. They're just, yeah, there just aren't Dragoon outs in my deck that are consistent. Right, we go to a couple more duels. We gotta get there. We gotta get, you know, wins. Eventually, please. I am struggling my best here. I'm also struggling my worst, but people don't pay attention to that. Okay, we gotta go first. Sky Striker mate. Certainly a hand. 43. Doesn't really do much of anything special. Do you want a Veiler? It'd be real cool if you Veilered right now. You know, you surrendering is also fine. But I don't think you really need to do that. Like, that feels a little bit excessive. You saw the worst one. You completely cook me alive. We take the wins. Do not get me wrong. We take the wins. But we also, you know, We're allowed to be confused. It happens a lot. Right. Shiny pack. Shiny important card? Maybe. Maybe. No. We get Blue Dragon Ninja. Which doesn't have a way to, like, doesn't have a self-summoning condition, but also, like, just can be special summoned. Discard a ninja and a ninjutsu art to freeze a monster for a turn. Pretty bad. This is neat. And that sums that pack up. That's, you know, Jesus Christ, come on. Something. We got another shiny pack. Shiny pack give good card. Something relevant. Psyframe Delta. Driver is a lot more relevant. Gold Pride. What do you tag into? This one. Gold Pride Leon, no. You tag into Chariot, which we don't have. Yeah, that sums it up. One new card for an archetype we already looked at and already found out that we don't have any pairs of cards and it doesn't complete any of the pairs. Alright, come on. We go again. We just win. Surely. It's gonna happen. Okay. Go first. We get to choose, and that's always a nice surprise. We couldn't get the same kind of player 2 games in a row now, could we? Draw phase. Special summon Cash Hero Ogre. Set 1. Set 2. Set 3. Right, I do like having Mirage Dragon, but he's gonna have to be fodder. Fodder for Dynamicious. We have Punishment, Lost Wind, Dynamicious, plus Ogre. Ogre gets to banish something from the top of the deck. They are just not completely sure how the Molchami works, but that is a-okay. They activated a monster effect, which means Tactics is now off, because this will not activate in the main phase. 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is probably a one-off. And we got the same kind of player 2 games in a row. What can I say? Kashtira Ogre puts in the work. You know, I could be convinced to add the Kashtira continuous spell back in if we got more copies of Ogre. But the thing is, that just currently isn't happening. Or if we got more copies of the continuous spell. Alright, we got an ultra rare. Could be just about anything. We also got a super rare, UA Locker Room. Target UA or FA you control in the grade, add it to hand. If you do, gain 5, then... Yeah, okay, so it's consistency. But we still have the main problem. That is a really good pull. That actually makes the Assault Mode package a lot better. But yeah, we still have the main problem that we don't have the low-level UAs because they're all stupid high rarity. Maximus. It is new. So, okay, hey, not duplicate Kawaki Miru cards. That's great. But Kawaki Miru is just awful. This is a better pull. This is a drastically better pull. Is it a Dark Monster? No, it's an Earth, so it's not even a Bestial Magnet. That's pretty cool. I would have fully expected that one to be a Dark. Right. We get possibly another super rare. So, let's go. Let's get something cool. Maybe? Pretty please? Okay, different one. Banish this, add a monster that mentions Fossil Fusion. Great, but we don't have Fossil Fusion. And Earthbound Immortal Red Nova. During the main phase, quick, banish from hand. Send Immortal or RDA from hand or monster to grave. Then apply. Special summon deck or extra. Special summon extra. Send an Earthbound Immortal or RDA from hand or monster zone. We have a good few Immortals. The problem is getting 2 of them in hand. It is a hand trap, which does just summon Nova. Nova can't be destroyed by card effects. It's at 35, so it's decently big. And it's an attack negate that will summon itself. No, it won't summon itself back because it was cheated out. But special summoned an Earthbound from deck or extra. I guess we might as well look at our card pool. It's about time anyway for the stream. So if we just quickly look at the card pool. Related. Right. So we cannot tag into Red Nova because we don't have it. We can tag into Geogremlina. We can tag into Uru. Uru is probably... It does just summon Earthbound monster. Which means you can get Grain to Line Walker, the Prisoners, the Line Walker. Wait, is he not... Wait, is that normal monster not an Earthbound monster anymore? Sorry, I've got to look this up. It is an Earthbound monster. So, if I go related cards, where is the normal monster? I am a little confused at that, because that should actually be able to e-tell you the normal monster. You wouldn't want to, but it should be able to. Unfortunately not great. What do we have in Kawakimaru? Like, everything. Except the good stuff, because the good stuff is all rock. We have one of the good things. Actually, no, we have 3 decent ones for rock. Yeah, I think it's just the 3. Sea Panther, Beetle. Yeah, because this one, you can destroy this card. If it's destroyed, you get a rock token. Or reveal a rock monster in hand. Okay, they all have to reveal a rock monster in hand. That's the Diamond Core. That's the Iron Core. This is the main card of the deck. So, like, yeah, we could play Kawakimaru, but goddamn, would you? Why would you? Much more importantly, Assault Mode support. Which means we got 2 copies of Psy Reflector, which is not a lot. Whereas we've got, like, let's see, so this gets activate, this gets activate, this is activate, so that's 7 copies of activate. Tribute this, special that lists activate, cannot special except synchros. So, I think we can, wait, I think we can get this guy, right? Yeah, we can, because it requires a Psychic type. We were locked out of it by missing Assault Sentinel. But if we go back to Assault Sentinel, so you've either got just normal this outright, or normal this and Tribute to spec. And then, yeah, so normal, Tribute, spec, and then spec, add mode, or you could add the Assault Beast, but in this case you probably just add mode. And then you can reveal mode, spec this back, which can then level modulate. You can level modulate and you can change its type. Or you could just normal search for beast grab mode, and then use Sight Reflector. So it depends on whether you get Sentinel or Sight Reflector, but the thing is, you've got more garnets. And we can actually do the RDA Assault mode, which is an easier base monster to summon, but not a particularly rewarding condition. It's just controlling the field entirely, especially because it's a mandatory effect. Assault Reboot. Wait, isn't there an Assault mode, like, counter card? Assault counter, spell trap monster effect while we control an assault mode, but we don't have it, as is just the case. Yeah, that last set of pulls wasn't particularly impactful. This is limited. Already have the 3 of this. This is good, but it's still too high a ratio of, like, bricks to non-bricks. And this is neat, but, you know, we still don't have driver. We have multi-threader, who is close to driver, but not quite driver. This isn't relevant because it doesn't round out the pair. Duplicates. First copy. That's neat. It is 2 uses, which is better than Assault, but Assault is a special from a hand, which does come up. 6 copies of this card. Anyway, let's ignore all that. Let's do ourselves a favour. Pick up the rewards for a small gem bonus, because we are going to need to increase our gem count for the next stream. We went from like 24, so we went from 24 down to about 700, and that was with a free 100 gems. So let's say 25. That's 1800. Now maybe we don't get the same sort of, you know, win streak next time, but I don't know if you can math. We only have 900, so I don't think we have enough. Let's do the stats, not the collector's file list. Ignore that. Curious. 34 with 1 chain link of 4 or more. Data. Right. Stat time. So we have dueled 1863, which is another 16 duels. And we've won 709. Yeah, which gives us a win rate of a little over 50%. For this stream, not overall. But it is something. It's a start. And it is proving that we can kind of keep it going. The only win rate you need to reach Master is Master 1 is technically 51%. That will do it. You just need to play enough games. And get lucky enough with your games. But 51% should do it, in theory. Anyway, rambling aside, it is end of stream, so thank you all very much for watching, for, you know, whether you were here in person, so to speak, chatting along with me as it went on, watching it as it went on, or for whether you were watching the VOD, all is appreciated, as is, you know, watching it on YouTube after it's uploaded. I look forward to catching everyone on Monday, because I don't think there's any issues with that. Not that I'm aware of, anyway, unless I'm just absolutely shattered after the day of work, which is possible. Next week might be a bit intense, or it might be the week after. We shall have to see when we get there. But for now, my name is Cat Monarch, and I look forward to catching you all next time. Hope you all have a good time. Goodbye for now.